Okay, a6-4 suited, 200 bigs at the part 2 of the video. We examined before the exploited flop, how we should play against an opponent who is c-betting more in a stronger way, and he 3-bets versus check raise in a passive way. So his 3-betting raise is actually stronger. So here, after the check raise, now we will examine how we should play the turns and what are the main differences between GTO and the exploited solution. So what are the main things we should consider when we have a guy who he should fold more on our check raise on the flop? Here he should fold, if you remember, some of the top pairs, and the exploit is that I just made him call all the top pairs. I made the mix of the value hands. He also can have some nuts on the turn. He's not 3-betting all the nuts, but the main thing here is that he's never folding an ace. The main thing we should consider on the turn is that when we check raise and he calls, his calling range is actually weaker than it should. And how we should proceed after, if this is true, how we should play. So firstly, let's go to the node of the check raise call and check raise call here. I remind you that the GTO solution is on the right and the exploit solution is on the left. Now let's see the out of position EV after the check raise. In all runouts, so before the queen come on the board, what is the EV of the out of position on the GTO, and what is the EV? Sorry about that. And what is the EV of the exploit solution? As you can see, the out of position player after the check raise on the exploit solution, he is actually gaining around, how much is that? This is 116, and here is 102, so it's actually 14 chips on a 5-10 game. It's 1.5 big blinds more EV because the opponent is calling with a weaker range. And how we should play when he's weaker? Very simple. If I put the queen out there on the GTO on the exploit solution, solver just overbets. It's the only side it uses because the in-position player will be in a very hard spot with a weaker. He will have a lot of top pairs, which will be in a really hard spot, and it will face an overbet and lots of pressure. While in the GTO solution, it just chooses the smaller size. So let's write this down. So in the line of the c-bet 1/3, check raise call, the out of position in the GTO has 102 big blind, 102 chips of EV, and let's do that like that. And on the exploit solution, the EV, the EV is 116. Okay. Now, there is another thing we should consider, which is that what about our check calling range? Because when we check raise more here, if you can see, we're almost never check calling. Not all. We are never check calling a set, and most of our two pairs are also check raising, and also some good aces. Where here we're check calling more it's stronger. We check call always the ace queen, for example. Here we check raise sometimes. We always check call the ace king. Here we check raise most of the times. We check call sometimes with fours, ace6, ace4, the two pairs. And the 6-4, for example, is always call. And here it's always check raise. So our check raising range contains almost all our nut hands, because the other guy 3-bet range doesn't have bluffs. So we have an incentive to check raise all the strong hand to build a pot. And also because we won't face any pressure. For example, if we have 6-4, we almost never gonna face a 3-bet and do something else than folding. We will always fold because the other guy has nuts. Where here, if we check raise, if we got check raised, I guess we are always calling. His 3-bet range doesn't have nothing to do with the exploit solution. So here, check raise with 6-4 and call the 3-bet, and here check raise with 6-4 and never call the 3-bet. Totally fine and very simple. But our check calling range will be weaker. That's for sure. So when we check call and the queen comes, or maybe let's put out a low card. Let's put out a 3, and let's do it here also on the GTO solution. It's c-bet call and put out a 3. What about in position betting frequencies? In the GTO solution, when he's betting 1/3 of the pot and the 3 comes, in position player should check back 62% of the times, and the rest of the time he should overbet. Okay. Why? Only 35% bet and 62% check, because out of position player have some kind of nuts in his range still. But here on the exploit solution, the out of position player doesn't have the nuts, almost never, and as you can see, the betting frequency went up a lot, and for sure the equity of the, or maybe the EV of the in position player got up a lot. Here the EV is only 47%, here is 57%. So let's check the total EV before the 3 comes. The total EV on the c-bet call line. What is the total EV of the out of position player right now before the turn, if your range is like that? Oops. So let's check. EV is 55%, and here it's 48%. Oh, I put the in position, I wanted the out of position. It's 35, 42. So in the c-bet calling line in the GTO it's 42, but in the exploit it's only 36. So we are gaining EV when we check raise, but we are losing EV when we are check calling. But the caveat here is we are only losing EV when we are check calling if the villain knows that our check calling range is weak, and if he's playing like that, if he's overbetting like that. I'm not pretty sure that anyone in this world, when you check all the flop and the turn comes a 3 and you're in the big blind and you can have all the straights and all the 2 pairs and all the sets and all the combo draws, I'm pretty sure that nobody will just overbet with, don't know, ace queen, ace jack of spades, what else? Okay, even with the ace 8 or ace 9 of hearts, I'm not really sure if there are a lot of rakes who will just overbet here. You have also some random bluffs, queen 8, queen 9 of spades, queen 10, like low flush draws, 10-8, spades and diamonds, spades and hearts, sorry, 9-8, 5s, 7s, deuces, you just overbet with deuces. So your check call line is getting exploited only if the villain knows that your check call is weaker, and he actually be very aggressive and overbet with so much more combos than usual. Otherwise, your exploit, what is your exploit? Your exploit is that you check raise the flop with all your good hands and all your medium strong hands. You check raise the flop merged with a merged range, and your check call is weak. But the only way to be exploited is if the villain knows that after the check call he should just barrel off. We can see the total strategy. That would be interesting. If let's say let's do like that. Let's do the run out CV comparison. I will do it on the exploit solution and on the GTO solution as well. Let's see the strategy, or maybe let's see the EV. Let's see the in position EV on each run out. As you can see, the GTO solution, the EV, the EV of the in position is going up in every run out by a lot. I'm not really sure if this is very helpful. I will do it like that. Okay. So for example, let's see the three. 44, 45, 47, 44, 40, 45. Here it's 50, 54, 55, 54. Let's do a random 9, 50, 53, 53, 53. And here it's like 46 to 48. So in every run out, the EV of the in position player went up, and he can bet a lot. Let's see the strategies. You can do a lot of more betting. Let's take a random. Let's take a 5. How much is the check here? It's 55% of the GTO. How much the check on the exploit solution? It's like 45, 43, 45. Instead of like he has like 10%, 10 to 15% more betting on each run out, and also almost always that's an overbet. That's an overbet. So that's the exploit. Yes, you are not getting exploited if your villain doesn't know how to exploit you. In hindsight, I played this hand really poorly. My preferred way would be just to overbet the turn. Let's see. Yeah, I should just overbet the turn and then just, I think, solve the river. That's the correct line. I should just, no, that's not solve, sorry. That's, oh yeah, that's a solve. Wait a second, sorry. This is check raise. Yeah, sorry, my bad. So it's check raise, call, queen. I should overbet the turn. He calls 8, and I should just jam the river. That's how I should play the hand instead of this very passive and scary line I took. And if he had the aces, or if he had the sixes, or if he had like I don't know what, and I lose. That's always a possibility. If you can't play 200 big blind deep, so you should just sit out from the table. Okay, so that's it. I hope it was interesting and it was helpful for you. See you on the next one.